Today's subject would be the power of our speech. How important is the power of our speech? And we all know how important it is, because in this last decade, the power of speech has become very important, because with that speech we are able to connect to every corner of the world, because the voice has become louder and clearer and very easily accessible. But how important is this speech? The words, the syllables we use, what value do they have, and what is the power of that speech? Before understanding the power of speech, let us look into the power of the mind. Because before speaking, we contemplate in our mind and then we speak. What is happening in our mind, in our thoughts, will affect what I am going to speak or say. Many masters have understood this, and they have some quotations. Bruce Lee used to say that empty your mind, because he was known for his concentration. So when asked how he is so powerful in his concentrated, then he said, first empty your mind. Become formless. When you become nothing, formless, then you become like water, and you take the shape of whichever vessel you are poured into, that is, whichever situation you are into. You become the cup, you become the jug, you become the spoon, you become the pot. You become a bottle. So water can flow with that flexibility. It becomes very easy to take a new form. And Bruce Lee said, become mindless, thoughtless, and you become like a water, my dear friends. And today we are learning the same thing, to empty our mind. Unless we empty our mind, we are not going to learn anything new. For this, I have a beautiful story. Once a learned person went to a master, and he said, like, I've learned so many things, and I have traveled so much, but still I have not understood the truth. I want to know the truth. So help me know that. So the monk said, okay, if you have learned so much, so I shouldn't be repeating that, whatever you have learned. So give me a list of what you have learned, so that I will avoid that part and tell you what you have not learned. He said, take your time, make a list of all that and come to me. The man went and started writing down and writing down. It took him 6 months to write down, because he was a learned person. So he almost wrote like a big book, thousands of pages. And then he came back to the monk and showed him that, and he said, this is what I have learned, and teach me what is not in the book. Then the monk said, I don't have time to read this book. Can you please concise it and give me just some important titles? With that, I will be able to know what you have learned. He went back again, made a short note of it, which was 1,000 pages. The write-up now became into 100 pages small book. He again came to the monk and showed him the book. The monk said, no, I don't have time for this. Even reading 100 pages is time consuming. Make it little shorter. He again went back. Again he came back in 2 to 3 pages. Now it was almost a year, and the monk said, see, I am very old person, and I can't strain my eyes reading something. Can't you just make it little, very short? And that man took back his papers and was going out of the place wherever the monk was sitting, and suddenly something struck to him. He just went to his table, took out a blank sheet and returned back. He didn't go back home. He came back with a blank sheet. He said, whatever you want to teach me, you teach me. Take this blank paper. This is how much I know. So lastly, he was a blank sheet. And this is what the masters say, when you want to learn something, unlearn what you have learned. Otherwise, it is going to be a big chaos in your head. And that chaos will not allow you to learn anything new. So how is the mind working? Mind is just accumulating and contemplating and just imagining anything and everything. Patri sir says, we cannot stop our mind. You can think of anything. You can become a king. You can become a hero. You can fall in love with the most beautiful girl. You can imagine a beautiful girl as your wife. You can have a lavish lifestyle, or you can imagine that you have traveled to the another world. You can do anything. And nobody will stop you. Even if you have some negative thoughts, like you want to kill someone or you want to hurt someone, nobody can stop you from that. Even you cannot stop yourself from that. And nobody is going to punish you. You feel like drinking, smoking, it's okay. He says these are thoughts. They will flow the way they want. And nobody is going to punish you for that. And it is okay. He says only this way of thinking can be achieved only when the person has reached, his energy has reached the Sahasrara. When we are in the lower energies, we'll say, no, even in thought we should have good thoughts, pious thoughts. But they don't know that you cannot control your thoughts. So it is okay. You will not be punished for it. What matters is, after that, what are you going to say? What are you going to do about it? So here now we learn the power of speech, my dear friends. As we all know that what we speak, many a times it manifests. Because if you're speaking with the full confirmation and full energy, it is going to manifest. And that is why when you speak, before you speak, please take a moment. Is it necessary to speak? And is it necessary the way, the words I am going to put up, is it necessary that I use those words? In Patri sir's words, he said, if you are not practicing how to talk, then don't talk. You don't know what will be the effect of the words, or you don't have proper choice of words, better keep mum. Don't speak a word. Listen, learn. Because what comes out of the mouth is actually what is happening in your head. And just now we said it is okay to have any kind of thoughts. And when you say it is okay with any kind of thoughts, whatever is in the thought region is going to come out of your mouth. Unknowingly, some other way, it will slip out of your mouth. And that is the reason why when you have awareness, even you will clean your thoughts. You will be observant of your thoughts. Cleaning here in the sense you are not punishing it, but you are being aware. Being aware of the thoughts will help you to speak properly. Again, if you check yourself, if in your mind you are always using a slang or any words which are usually avoided in your conversation, but you are using that word again and again and again in your mind, in your thoughts. Someday, when you are completely relaxed and your talk is just flowing, all those words will flush out. And my dear friends, the human life is always just like what you're thinking and what you're speaking is what is in your outer world. They are all interrelated. These are the three regions which is going to control the whole of the human life of a person as well as all the humans on the earth. What you think, you speak, and if you speak and think something, you are going to do that someday or the other. So if you're saying something, how does it manifest? We say This is the power of the speech. How does it manifest? Because words have some energy. With these energy, when the energy reaches the other person, if it affects his aura, his vibration, and that affects him depending on the vibration he is in, or the energy level he is in. If he is not a meditator, he will be of a weaker energy, and the words he is receiving will surely affect him, and affect him to the deepest of the core, to the level that he will be hurt psychologically, and he will carry it all his life. And that way your words are going to affect someone's life. Most of the time, if you're observant, if you're in awareness, we'll find that this will be happening in your close-knit friend circles. And the age where we say it is just for fun, it is a friendship, that is in the school and the college life. What are they doing? For the sake of fun, they are speaking something, but the receiver, that person, carries those words all his life, and that is called ragging, my dear friends. Ragging is done just for fun. They don't want to hurt you. At that age, they are not even planning to hurt you. They think it is fun. Calling someone fatty, they say it's not hurting someone, it's okay. You are fat and so I am calling you fat. What is wrong in that? But you don't know what that person is going through. He is already conscious about his physical developments. He may or may not be happy about it. We don't know what is going on in his world. And that word is going to hurt him very bad. Yes, some may take it positively and change their lifestyle, and I don't want to be called fatty, and so they are very conscious and they change their lifestyle and they learn how to diet, whatever, blah 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 blah, and they transform. Good. But does this happen to everyone? Have you not heard of so many cases where the youth, after being ragged, have taken drastic steps and given up their life? Either they suicide, or they go into depression, or they carry that tag for the whole of their life. So this, we are doing it in a very young age, unknowingly, and this is the power of words. Now you get married and see how you are talking to your spouse. In the beginning, when you are newlywed, you have sweet words to say. And after some time, after some period, watch your words. Watch your words. What are the words you are not appreciating your spouse? You are just making a long list of dissatisfactions and negative comments. It is first starting in your mind. You will be hesitant to say it in the beginning because you are still newly married and you don't want to hurt them, but you are feeling it and it is happening already. Oh my God, she is this, he is that. It can be in your workplace also, judging people and putting some process in your mind. And if the process goes on and on, surely one day it's going to come out of your mouth. Patriji always said, be aware of what you put in your mouth and also what comes out of your mouth. What you put in your mouth, by that he means what you eat. Because food also has lot of effect on your physical body, my dear friends. The food you eat is what you are. Again, be the scientist. Watch what you're eating and see the effect on your mind and your body. Change it and observe what is happening in your mind and in your body. The more junk you eat, the more junk you become. And it is true. And you will see the more spiritual a person, and observe his food habits. And also observe how he talks. He is so aware of what comes out of his mouth that he will stop chattering. When you stop chattering, we call it mauna, or the fasting of the mouth. Also fasting of what goes in and what comes out. That is silence. They practice silence. Patriji was so full of knowledge, and we'll find that whenever there was a huge gathering or a small gathering, only small gathering he used to speak. Otherwise, first he would listen. He would say, first listen to others. Just don't open your mouth just like that. And on big platforms, he would give opportunity to every master who was on the platform present there to share their knowledge, and he would keep mum and not judge them like this person is right, he is right, or he is more enlightened, he is lesser enlightened, this person has done lot of work, the other one is not doing any work. He never said such things. Now I have got a very good opportunity of meeting people who were closest to him, like his personal secretaries. So I asked them, like, how was he, how would he react in real life and all. And the story they gave us, it is really shocking. And they would also be shocked, like when they would ask, sir, this is how they are behaving, how come you're so tolerant for all that? He said, I don't mind. Why are we even talking about that? Let him be what he is. It shouldn't affect us at all. And he would not even like to discuss about it. He would behave as if it has not happened. And that is how we should keep our mind clear. When do we start thinking and putting thoughts in our mind? When we are accepting that person's behavior. That is, if someone says something and I take it, I am accepting it, and so I react. Again, I'll come up with a story for this. It's a very well-known story used by many masters to explain this part. Like once when Buddha had become a Buddha, Gautam Buddha, when he was a Siddhartha, then he was a king, he was a prince. But instead of becoming a king, he chose to become a monk, and he became enlightened, and so he was practicing the rules of the monk. The monks are not supposed to earn their food. Monks are not supposed to live in palaces. Monks are not supposed to go in those periods, take care of the administration. Their only work was to preach what they have experienced in their meditation. So one of his own disciple, before he became his disciple, he came to him and he was very upset with him, and he like went on and on, like, you are a lazy person, you were supposed to become a king and take up responsibility, but you were so lazy that you didn't want those responsibilities, and you took the simple method of living, and so you have become a monk, and you are not even doing some work and earning the food, you're going and begging food. Are you not ashamed of your birth? And you are teaching the same to many others. He kept on saying so many things to Buddha, and Buddha was quietly listening to him. And after he stopped talking, Buddha said, okay, my dear friend, you had come to me with a beautiful gift, but I don't want to take your gift. When someone gives you a gift and you are not interested in accepting it, what do? He asked the same person. He said, okay, if you're not taking the gift, I take it back home. He said, similarly, just now what has happened is you gave me a gift of all these words. I am not accepting your gift. Please take it back. So when we don't accept it, there is no response, no reaction for any of it. So this is how we should be. Don't allow it to enter your thought region. This is one kingdom, my dear friends. It's a kingdom. Become the king of this mind of yours. You should decide what goes into your head or in your mind region. You decide what in what reaction you are going to give to anyone. Also, the mouth region is one kingdom. You become the king and take the power of what words are going to come out of your mouth. You cannot say he prompted me or he made me speak like that. Usually it happens. And this starts from our childhood, dear friends. Because you said that and I reacted this way. This is the excuse we give when we speak something unacceptable. It was not my fault. It was your fault. You made me say that. And words are so powerful. Again, an example of Einstein. It's again a very simple one, and which everyone nowadays knows about it. That Einstein was below average kid in his school, and he was kicked out of his school. He was given a letter saying your child cannot learn, and so we are not going to teach him anything and we are sending him back. You do homeschooling. But when the child Einstein came back home and gave that letter to his mom didn't say anything about the letter. What she said was, you are very brilliant and the teacher says you need not go to school, you can stay at home and you can learn. You are so brilliant. See the power of the words? Einstein became what he is today. And after his mother passed away, he found that letter. And there it was written, your child is so poor in studies that he is not even, I think dyslexia and all that kind of words were used. That he is having these issues with his brain, that he cannot be a good student, he cannot learn stuff. And so we are sending him back. So the mother's words were so powerful, and especially mother's words and the words at home are so powerful, my dear friends. Always use encouraging words, positive words, and powerful words. When we say positive words, we are still not clear about what is positive and what is negative, dear friends. We always find that I am very positive. This is what each one of us have to say. That I am very positive because I am a spiritual practitioner. I am aware of what I do and how I speak. I am aware of my emotions. But still, if we scrutinize and in awareness, if we look at the words we are speaking, which looks like positive words are not positive words, my dear friends. Again, I will quote some examples here. If there is a boy who is very naughty, I being a teacher, I have to say to the boy that you are a very bad boy. You are disturbing the class. Because I have to admonish. Otherwise, the child will keep on doing what he is doing. So I have to stop him by saying something, so that he recognizes what he is doing is wrong. So I say, Mr. A, you are wrong. You are a bad boy. This is not allowed in my class. Or if it is at home, we'll say, it is not allowed in my house. So, time out. You go and stand in that point where it is a punishment. So the child is going to get used to taking that word that you are a bad boy, you're a bad boy, you're a bad. Then he accepts it. Yes, I am a bad boy and this is how I behave. I am not going to listen to anyone and I am a troublemaker. So I am supposed to give trouble. So I am a troublemaker. I become a troublemaker. This is what I am. I am told that I am a bad boy. So these words, if you keep pouring in that, it is like a small jar, empty jar, a child's mind. And we keep on saying that, bad boy, bad boy, bad boy, bad boy. So he assumes that this is the designation for me and he accepts it. So how can I in this situation use a positive word, but I have to tell that boy that what he is doing is wrong and he is doing bad. So in my observation, this example from the first day I have been, since I learned meditation, I have started speaking about it. This example I have been repeating. Instead of saying bad boy, please use some other words. What can be the other word for a bad boy? And he is upsetting me by, I have to say that he is upsetting me and I'm very upset about it and he is bad and we don't like it. So the other word would be, you are not a good boy. Just look at how it sounds. You are not a good boy. Child's mind as well as the universe cannot understand negative words, that not words. It understands only the affirmative words, good. From this sentence, it's going to take the good. If the child's mind also. He said, okay, I am not a good boy, but I am not a good boy. So I can be a good boy. So there is a chance that I can be a good boy. So he tries to be, oh, sorry, next time I won't do that. Look at the effect of the words you have spoken. And this happens in home, in every relationship. We all expect the same thing from our spouse, from our boss, our colleague. When we get something which hurts us, which just strikes here, we want that person to speak it differently, Baba, where it doesn't hurt me. This is what each one of us want. So that is the power of speech, my dear friends. The power of speech is so immense and very important to understand this, and because this is our world, the words we speak creates the world we are living in. Observe the world around you and it will be the same what the words are coming out of your mouth. Your words, your world. It is not anybody else's fault that things are happening in your life. Nobody can take control of that. It is you. So let us be in an observing process, friends. Be in awareness what comes up out of our mouth. What are the words we are using in our speech? Make a list of words, the negative words we use, and then we see that what is the substitute word we can use in our speech. So it is a big workshop. They take half a day for that, because there are hundreds of words which we want to use, we have to use, but we have to also know the substitute words which can be replaced.